Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, January 24th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Man, some good and surprising NFL playoff games this weekend. Most of them decided by one last-minute field goal. Well, it is Monday, and there is a lot of news, so let's get into it, shall we? The Anne Arundel County Police have arrested a 47-year-old Glen Burnie man on child pornography charges, and this played out just like all of them do. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children gave the police a tip. They traced the email and the IP address and got a real address. They served a warrant. They seized electronics. They found the porn and arrested him. This suspect was arrested on Friday afternoon and charged with 10 counts of possession and 10 counts of distribution of child pornography. And I am still amazed that people do not understand how easy it is to trace your internet tracks. A few school pieces for you this morning. Up first, yet another change to the school calendar for this year. Not a big one, but they already had a day off on Tuesday, May 3rd, and now the board has decided to change that to Monday, May 2nd. I'm guessing somebody wanted an extra long weekend. And that does mean that May Day here in Annapolis is on a Sunday this year, so that's a good thing, I guess. I can't recall a year when there have been so many changes to the current calendar, especially by the Board of Education, not by the administration. And speaking of change, on Friday, Dr. Arlotto released a new set of COVID quarantine rules. Effective today, if a student tests positive, they can return after 5 days of isolation, provided that they are symptom-free and fever-free for 24 hours. They need to mask for 5 days upon their return, which kind of is a moot point since all the students are to be masked anyhow per state regulations. But if they are not able to properly mask, they need to isolate for 10 days. Figure that one out. The only periods for mask-free existence in the schools for those returning from a positive test are lunchtime and nap time. There are no changes to the requirements for staff members or to students and staff that may be quarantined by other agencies. So there's your daily dose of confusion. Today is the first day to file your federal income tax returns, but you can expect delays and confusion, the IRS says. There is an IRS worker shortage. There's a backlog of pandemic programs and prior filing years. The IRS has said to expect delays in processing as they work through the remnants of 2020. They also expect confusion stemming from the child tax credit, which was paid in advance last year with monthly checks. This will likely reduce any expected refunds. So you want to be aware of that. And there is a letter explaining all that being sent to all of the affected people by the IRS. The time for a refund, if you file electronically, is expected to be 21 days. And sort of an interesting tidbit, a spokesperson for the IRS lamented the shortage of workers, saying that, quote, "We're going up against Burger King or McDonald's, which offer similar pay without the confusing rules and regulations." Starting pay at an IRS tax examiner, $11 per hour. But Maryland taxes are not due until July 15th, thanks to a recent decision by Comptroller Francho. And while it is still January, it's time to start to get excited about one of my favorite events of the year that's returning in person after 2 years of virtual. Yes, the Annapolis Film Festival. This will be the 10th year, and the dates are Thursday, March 31st through Sunday, April 3rd. The slate has not been settled yet, but we're going to be talking to Lee and Patty again for a podcast very shortly. But expect close to 100 films at various venues across the city. You will be able to buy individual tickets a little bit closer to the festival, but the way to do it really is with a pass, and they are now on sale at AnnapolisFilmFestival.com. Now, one thing, I am not sure how this is going to look with COVID and if capacity will be limited or seating will be spaced out. I suspect that the numbers of passes will also be further limited than normal. All this is to say, if you are a film buff and you love the Annapolis Film Festival, get your passes now. Again, AnnapolisFilmFestival.com. And finally, I hope you caught the Encore Creativity podcast we dropped on Saturday. If not, you want to scroll back and give it a listen. Up this Saturday, Refill Goodness. On deck, the U.S. Naval Academy Museum, October Contracting, SOFO, and a few others. Please keep the suggestions coming, and thanks to Kimberly Barton for hers. We want to make sure as many small businesses in Anne Arundel County are featured here. There is absolutely no cost. Just send me an email at info@eyeonannapolis.net or shoot me a DM on Twitter. All right, that's it for the news. But first, a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, Rehab to Perform, and Alpha Engineering. Alrighty, it is Monday, and Ann Alsina from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report. And as always, George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather. All of that coming up in just a bit.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, January 24th. Another cold weekend for the Annapolis region, and it will stay cold through the end of January with some potential for some late month storminess. Look for highs today in the 35 to 41 degree range, with highs then in the low 40s or so tomorrow, with a small but valid chance for a little precip in the area. That could be light rain and or a rain-snow mix at times, followed by 30s for highs most, if not all days Wednesday through Sunday, with an eye being kept on the weekend for the possibility of a storm that has been appearing on various weather models over the past several days for the 29th and 30th of this month. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us daily on Facebook and Twitter, as well as through our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
One of the most common questions we get: how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. And Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
Last week was a pretty negative week for the market. The NASDAQ, a tech-heavy index, suffered a correction, or drop of more than 10%. The S&P 500 has been down for 3 weeks, mostly due to concerns about how the Federal Reserve Bank is going to handle inflation. With these drops, should we all panic and sell? Absolutely not. You haven't lost any of the shares you had. And if you're actively investing in your 401k, an IRA, or other systematic investment, you're buying more shares with each purchase. Someplace you should spend a little time is on your car maintenance. I recently had an issue with my daughter's car. Believing that going to a dealer with factory-trained technicians and OEM parts would lead to a better outcome, we took her car into the dealership for a number of repairs. We found out that the repairs were either not done or done incorrectly when she suffered a catastrophic brake failure while on a road trip to North Carolina. So how do you protect yourself when you need work done on your car? Check the repair shop reputation. Just like anything else, ask for recommendations, read reviews, and do your research up front. An independent shop will be able to access most everything a dealer can, thanks to a 2012 Massachusetts law that has been voluntarily agreed to across the country. This includes failure codes, shop manuals, and special tools. The one exception is current telematics data, although legislation is pending on that as well. Look for technicians who have training through ASE, Automotive Service Excellence. They issue the prestigious Master Technician certification. Manufacturers also offer training to dealership employees. You should be able to see the training certificates, and you can ask what training the technician working on your vehicle has completed. It's messy, but you have the right to ask for the old parts when a repair is done. Had we done that, we would have known that the axle seal was not replaced. You can also ask for a technician to take a test drive with you, particularly for hard to diagnose or intermittent problems. Finally, keeping your vehicle well maintained is the best way to lower overall repair costs. Your action item to take this week is to check the filters on your HVAC system. Dirty filters make your system work harder, increasing operating and maintenance costs. And while you're at it, check your smoke detectors too. You can always find more information on our Facebook page or our website at CovingtonAlsina.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member for AACPS. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisory Group, a registered investment advisor. CovingtonAlsina and Great Valley Advisory Group are separate entities from LPL Financial. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only, are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. With all the talk of energy resilience in the news recently, I'm surprised there's not more talk about solar plus batteries, especially since 1/3 of all of our new residential solar projects include a battery backup system that provides instant energy security and peace of mind. And with incentives in place for battery backup, this investment is now more affordable than ever. With financing rates as low as 0.99% and plans offering 18 months same as cash, it's now easier than ever to go solar with no money down. Financing creates an easy bill swap scenario where you replace your electric bill with a loan payment, allowing you to build equity in your own personal energy supply. Don't wait for your next power outage to act. Contact us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net to learn more about solar with battery backup. Don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Annual Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, IamAnnapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at IamAnnapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.